Francisco's been a place where people have come to find a better life and to reinvent themselves. Misfit, fortune seeker, dreamer, all you have to do is go west to the place where you're free to be whoever, whatever, whenever. San Francisco, the great liberal utopia, the city by the bay.
샌프란시스코는 캘리포니아 북부이고 미국에서 가장 자유로운 도시 중 하나로 간주됩니다. 태평양이 샌프란시스코만을 만나는 반도의 끝에 있습니다.
I thought San Francisco was supposed to be foggy. It's gorgeous. I think I'm gonna walk it.
인구는 100만 이하지만 샌프란시스코는 번화한 국제적 도시입니다. 금융구역의 번쩍이는 빌딩은 다양한 사회적 인종적 색채가 있는 인근 지역과 대조를 이룹니다. 금융구역이 심장이라면 이웃 지역은 영혼이라고 할 수 있습니다. 다운타운 북쪽의 노스비치 쪽에 묵고 있습니다.
Hi.
Hi, welcome to the San Remo.
Thanks. I'm Justine Shapiro.
Shapiro, that's right. We have you in here for one night in the penthouse, and then you'll be moving downstairs into a different room for 3 nights?
Yeah.
Okay. And it's a shared bath. They're located in the hallways. And the phones are also located in the hallways, too.
Who needs a telephone? Me. Is that somebody's room? Sorry. More stairs. To the roof. Rooftop penthouse. Wow. Downstairs rooms start at $50 a night. The penthouse will cost you $100. Oh, this is really lovely. It's a cabin on a rooftop in San Francisco. I got my own bathroom. There's still no telephone, and there's a television. Who needs it, though? Up here, I've got a 360 view. It's a little pricey, but it's my first night in San Francisco, so I think it's worth it. And after tonight, I'm going to be downstairs with the rest of them, sharing toilets and showers and telephones in the hallway. So I think tonight I'll just enjoy my solitude. Wow, it's so romantic, and I'm all alone, but you can't have everything. I could live here.
유명한 케이블카는 단순히 관광객을 위한 것이 아닙니다. 훌륭한 이동수단이고 주민들도 출퇴근길에 애용합니다.
Hello, how you doing? Watch your elbows, guys. This is the top of Russian Hill. Hang on the hill.
How much is it?
It's $2 one way or $6 all day. Union Street's next. Got a cable car coming on the left, guys. Suck it in.
What's this one?
The middle lever grabs onto the cable underneath the street. The cable's moving, and when When I pull back on it, it clamps onto the cable like a vise. To stop, I have to let go of the cable and put on a brake. This one on the right's a brake. Can you stand on the side for me, please? Thank you.
Is it dangerous, people hanging off the side here?
Yeah, it can be. They do get knocked off.
Really?
It's a lot of paperwork when it happens. Hold on, go on the hill. Jump if you see me jump. Next stop for Chinatown.
샌프란시스코는 동양을 제외하고는 가장 중국인이 밀집된 지역입니다. 중국인은 처음 19세기에 금을 찾아 이곳에 왔지만 인종차별로 인해 지금의 차이나타운에 모여 살기 시작했습니다. 결과적으로 차이나타운은 은행, 학교, 신문 등 자체적으로 필요한 모든 것을 갖추고 있습니다. 도시 안의 또 다른 도시입니다.
Walking around Chinatown in San Francisco feels a lot like walking around in China. There's Chinese written everywhere, Chinese spoken everywhere. It feels so authentic, which I guess is one of the reasons why it's such a popular tourist destination. I feel a little bit like a foreigner here, but I'm a hungry one, and I'm determined to go into one of these Chinese restaurants. And dim sum sounds great. Hi. Hello. Hi. Can I get some
dim sum?
dim sum? Yeah. What do you have in there?
Kagao.
Kagao?
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yako.
Yako.
Okay.
What's that?
叉燒包呢個叉燒包。
Tasibao.
叉燒包。
That looks good. Okay, one of those.
Taiwan.
Yeah. How much is doje? Doje.
1蚊8毫半。
Yakman bahumbum.
Yeah.
$1.85.
Okay.
$1.85.
1蚊8毫半。
Yeah, man bahumbum. That's a good deal.
본래 차이나타운은 이곳 폴츠매치 광장에서 시작했습니다. 주민들을 만나고 조언을 받기에 안성맞춤인 장소입니다.
Do you know how to use chopsticks?
Yeah.
Okay. This one is, can you reach in and take one? It's made with shrimp and spinach.
And what does dim sum mean?
Dim sum is a concept. It's like Chinese tapas.
Or snacks.
Snacks, little bite-sized pieces. And then if you can't bite it, just... That's why I eat
not very
alone
open.
in the park.
That's why you. I have to work on my dim sum
just
chopstick
stuff the whole thing
relationship.
in your mouth. No one cares because we're all doing the same thing. And you're sitting in a very historic park. Have you been here?
I've never been here before.
Oh, there are over 13,000 Chinese living in a 28 square block area.
I feel like an intruder in Chinatown.
Oh, you haven't learned the term "nei ho," have you?
Ni ho.
Nei ho, that means how are you?
How are you?
Yes, it's a good way to break the ice
Yeah.
in our Chinatown because most of the people here still speak Cantonese.
Yeah. And how do you say thank you?
Daojie,
Daojie.
daojie.
Ni hao, daojie.
Very good.
And I'll make friends in Chinatown.
It's a plan.
Ni hao. 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 It worked. It worked.
차이나타운 바로 옆은 노스비치로 불리우는 이태리인 가입니다. 이곳은 1950년대와 60년대 초에 비트 제너레이션 시인과 예술가들의 중심이었습니다. 잭 케루악, 앨런 긴스버그 등 수많은 저명한 작가들이 고유의 세계를 펼친 곳입니다. 비트 시인 로렌츠 플랭게리의 시트라이트 서점이 초점이었습니다. 운이 좋으면 가게를 어슬렁거리는 그의 모습도 볼 수 있습니다.
Mr. Ferlinghetti, can I ask you a really stupid question?
Yeah, of course.
Why was it called the Beat generation? I mean, why the word beat?
Oh, well, Kerouac had in mind a beat for beatitude. I mean, a lot has been made of the jazz use of beat, but no, he really was thinking about beatitude. That's why he drank so much. He was trying to reach a state of beatitude, mistakenly thinking he could reach it by drinking.
Why did so many of the beat poets come to North Beach, to San Francisco?
Oh, well, the beat poets are really all from New England and New York. So they came out here because this was still the last frontier. Maybe it still is.
Do you think it still is?
Yeah, we're still out here dancing on the edge of the world.
Live poetry readings are not a thing of the past. Tonight, a diva of the spoken word is reading here at Vesuvio, another Beat Generation landmark.
I believe in the power of rock and roll. I believe the Three Stooges are not funny. I believe that most people don't actually read books, they just skim the New York Times book review section. I believe that the term fag and dyke are dumb names to use for people who've just chosen to love people more like themselves than unlike themselves. I believe no one ever really looked good in bell-bottoms. I believe the MTV sports guy needed a Valium. I believe everyone should have a near-death experience so they'll finally learn how to live. I believe that if it comes down to your man or your cat, keep the cat. No, wait. Yeah! I believe women are very protective of their children, men are very protective of the remote control. I believe one of these days someone's going to figure out how to fax a pizza. And I believe that I've never, ever, ever had that not-so-fresh feeling.
차이나타운의 영향은 지대합니다. 노스비치의 워싱턴 광장에서 매일 아침 태극권을 연마합니다.
Here in North Beach's Washington Square.
40일 부두에서 10분 거리에 악명 높은 알카트라즈가 있습니다.
The thing about Alcatraz is that no matter how bad you've been, unless you've booked your ticket in advance, you're not going to get in because it's one of the hottest tourist attractions in the whole country.
(1930년대) 알카트라즈 섬은 가장 유명한 교도소였습니다. 알카포네, 기관총 켈리, 리처드 스트라우드 모두 이곳에 감금되었습니다. 어떤 죄수도 거칠고 상어가 득실거리는 바다를 뚫고 탈출에 성공하지 못했습니다. 시청각 투어가 잘 되어 있습니다.
Thank you for joining us on our tour of the Alcatraz cell house. In front of you is the main aisle through the cell house. The inmates call this Broadway.
They marched us into the cell house, and we marched down Broadway. And this was like an introduction to Alcatraz. They try to humiliate you in front of the other convicts by parading you down Broadway.
Dining hall.
Now step through the doorway into the dining room.
They nicknamed the dining room the gas chamber because there were tear gas canisters around the room in case things got out of hand.
Must be these things, huh?
This is the hospital, and yeah, this is where Robert Stroud, otherwise known as the Birdman of Alcatraz, was put into isolation. He was separated from the rest of the prison population because he was considered too dangerous and fiendishly manipulative. He was brilliant at setting prisoners up against each other and inciting all kinds of violence. He lived here for 11 years without any birds. No wonder he was so crazy. Walk through D block and go to solitary confinement.
This was the prison inside the prison, the treatment unit.
This is where they put you when you were really bad.
하얀 리온 탐스는 이곳에서 살아남은 몇 안 되는 재소자 중 하나입니다. 정기적으로 이곳에 돌아와 자신의 경험을 전하곤 합니다.
How many years did you live in this cell?
I was in this cell from July 19th, 1958 to October 25th, 1962.
About 4.5 years.
Yeah.
Oh, what did you do to keep yourself occupied?
Well, you had to keep your mind working. What I did is I used to put that free world out of my mind and concentrate on where I'm at right now. The man that goes off his rocker is a guy that's got his mind out in that world. He's thinking about the girlfriend he no longer has, the letter he don't get, and he gets depressed, the next thing you know. But right in this cell is where I started to ask myself, Whitey, what are you doing here? Toughest prison this country's ever known. What are you doing here? And I kept looking in the past over everything I've ever done. And I realized more and more and more that I put myself into every situation I ever got into. And I kept working on myself to become honest. And that's how I turned my life completely around.
What were you doing in this prison?
Yeah.
Can I ask you that? Why were you here?
I went to prison in the beginning behind a string of bank holdups. I was at McNeil Island Federal Penitentiary, and I didn't get along too well with the guards up there. And all I lived for was to put one of them guards in a grave, and I didn't care if I had to wind up in a grave with them. When you got a man like that, you can't do nothing with, a man that don't care if he lives or dies, they're gonna get rid of you, and that's when they shipped me to Alcatraz.
What does it feel like being in this cell?
In my cell, I have great feelings for this old cell. It isn't that I'm institutionalized or nothing like that, but you gotta understand that this was the only real friend I had at the time when I was a prisoner.
Now you're a free man.
Yeah, I'm a free man. I'm going now.
Let's go. So is this the first time you've had a girl in your cell?
Yeah, this is the first time. The only thing is you came about 40 years too late.
Well, it's Friday night, and me and thousands of other people in this town are sitting around surfing the net. It's so sad, but the truth is, if you want to find out about the really cool stuff that's going on in San Francisco, you have to go online. Anyway, it beats waiting for the phone to ring. Now, this looks interesting. Join the Cyberbus for a virtual spacewalk, Folsom and 3rd at 9 p.m.
스페이스워크는 연간 언더그라운드 예술 이벤트입니다. 참가자들은 도시를 예술의 형식을 빌려 종행하는데 항상 경찰보다 앞서 있어야 한다는 것을 잊지 말아야 합니다.
I've been invited on the bus. This is a great event. Everyone's just sort of free to be whoever they want to be.
That's right.
And who are you?
I'm Cyber Sam.
Cyber Sam.
Hold on, I need to collect some data. Here's some cyber freaks for you.
사이버 버스는 사이버 워크를 구경하는 가장 좋은 방법입니다.
So, Sam, is there a philosophy behind the spacewalk event?
A lot of it is just simply about being outside and having fun. Instead of like one guy sticking his stuff in a gallery and another guy having their show in some theater and stuff. This is the people who do this kind of stuff. Here's Digital Dan right here.
Digital Dan.
Hey, Digital Dan. Good. We're going down to the aerial access team. Just follow me. Just follow me.
What do you do for a living? Like in real life?
This is my real life.
I've done nothing wrong. Hillary and Chelsea trust me. They know I'm okay.
Well, I guess the police are here.
This might be registered as a boat. Where? Show me your registration.
12 or less.
May I have your registration then? Excuse me, turn your light on. Thank you very much.
Well, this looked really promising. I mean, all these people showed up to do something and they're not being allowed to do it. I mean, they just want to perform and the police are stopping them. I guess San Francisco just isn't as tolerant and liberal as it used to be. It's too bad.
Go home and watch TV.
Oh. Morning.
Hi.
You waiting for the shower?
Yeah.
You been waiting a long time?
No, not really.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
샌프란시스코를 벗어나 뮤어숲을 보러 갑니다. 초록 거북 여행사는 1970년대 초기부터 저가의 여행 전문으로 대륙 각지를 갑니다.
Everyone just seems so comfortable.
It's a very comfortable ride.
Yeah.
And everybody participates. The other real beauty of the trip is everybody works together.
Yeah.
Works together on the meals. We all work together to help cook and clean up. Everybody works together in the interior of the bus and traveling together. It's a very communal situation.
So that keeps the cost down, I suppose.
Exactly.
So is there like a girl section on the bus and a boy section on the bus? Or?
Nope. Everybody sleeps together.
What about if you have to go to the toilet?
We have an emergency funnel that's up here in the front of the bus. And it's not if you're too shy, but you can use that.
For boys and girls?
Well, it works best for men, but girls can use it too.
Is there any downside to being in San Francisco?
There's one thing I don't like. You have to be 21 for buying drinks or even to enter a bar. Like we're from Germany and you're allowed to buy beer at the age of 16 and I'm 18, so I think I'm grown up but I'm not allowed to enter a bar. That's so weird.
So what do you do at night?
Not much.
도시 밖으로 40분만 달리면 시간이 멈춘 땅이 나옵니다.
How old are these trees?
These trees in Muir Woods are about 1,000 years old. They're claimed to fame as the tallest living things on Earth. They grow to 230 feet tall and about 15 feet across at the base.
That's amazing. How do they last so long?
Well, they have a natural defense system that's built into the bark of the tree, and the bark contains a chemical called tannin, and that tannin works as a sort of natural asbestos. Although the bark can begin to burn in the case of a forest fire, it will smolder and go out.
So conceivably redwoods could live for longer than 1,000 years.
Yeah, they're considered immortal.
뮤어숲은 이곳에서 레드우드가 남아있는 유일한 곳입니다. 많은 나무가 19세기에 샌프란시스코의 빅토리아식 집을 짓기 위한 목재로 쓰였습니다. 1908년 루즈벨트 대통령이 이곳을 국립기념물로 지정했습니다. 도시 중심의 바로 남쪽은 샌프란시스코에서 가장 유명한 거리, 캐스트로입니다.
Almost everybody knows that San Francisco is a mecca for the gay community, and Castro Street is its heart and soul. But I'm curious to know why so many gays are attracted to San Francisco. So I'm taking this walking tour today called Cruising the Castro with someone named Trevor, and we're supposed to meet on this corner in about 5 minutes. Oh, sorry. Are you Trevor?
No, not.
Are you Trevor?
No, I'm not Trevor.
No. Excuse me, are you Trevor?
No, she's Trevor.
Oh, you're Trevor.
I'm Trevor.
Oh, you're Trevor.
I am.
Oh, great. Hi, I'm Justine.
Well, Justine.
Nice to meet you. So this is where the tour starts.
This is it.
아이리시 카톨릭 교도 지역이었지만 전설적인 이야기에 따르면 첫 번째 게이바가 생기자 카톨릭 신자들이 이사가기 시작했다고 합니다. 결과적으로 값싸지만 아름다운 주거지가 많았고 게이 커뮤니티는 이곳을 재빨리 도시에서 가장 번화한 곳으로 탈바꿈시켰습니다.
This intersection is reputed to be the gayest four corners on earth. This is the first total gay community that the world has ever known. And by total, not just an area that we infiltrated for social purposes, but an area where we own the businesses and the homes, where we basically took our place at the table. Gays moved in here in '72. And once they began to migrate into this particular neighborhood, in 2 years, 20,000 moved in between these two hills. Now, you did bring your pencils for your test, didn't you? Because I'm about to give you a history that I hope you're going to remember. Now, 1849, San Francisco was a little backwater hamlet of about 500 or 600 people until they struck gold. For the first time in American history, once they struck gold, people lit out as individuals to settle an area. So with everyone arriving on equal footing, the first characteristic that developed was that of acceptance. The average age of the gold miner was between 18 and 25. And needless to say, it was predominantly men. So if you've got a brand new city of 40,000 18-year-old young men, need I say more? We even had a group amongst the gold miners that openly and boldly called themselves the Lavender Cowboys. Wow. Isn't that amazing?
80년대의 캐스트로는 에이즈의 유행으로 절망에 빠졌습니다. 겨우 13블록인 이 작은 거리에서 6주 안에 수많은 사람이 죽었습니다. 네임 프로젝트는 에이즈에 대한 인식을 일깨우고 정부 지원을 얻기 위해 설립되었습니다. 에이즈로 죽어간 사람들을 기리는 관 크기의 천입니다. 기념 퀼트를 구성하기 위해 함께 만들어진 것입니다.
Socialization had everything in the world to do with what group were the highest risk group when this AIDS retrovirus rose up out of the mire and began to affect human beings. Now, when men are socialized, aren't they told that sex is a biological need, a male privilege? You put two men together, haven't you just doubled the odds of multiple sex? You put two women together, my God, we bonded from the nose to the toes, moved in together, began to bake vegetarian casseroles and raise cats because we had a double dose of the female socialization. So you see, when this virus rose up out of the mire that is sexually transmitted, gay men became the high-risk group. Who from day one has been the lowest risk group for the AIDS retrovirus and still is today? Lesbians. So those same people that insist that AIDS is God's punishment for homosexuality, well then don't those same people have to accept that clearly lesbians are the chosen people? All right? Now, so isn't that going to get rid of that saying that it's a gay punishment? Now, we've spent a lot of time together today. We've talked about intimate subjects, and I think that allows a group to bond. Thank you, my dear. Thank you, Megan. What a pleasure. What a pleasure. Oh, Justine, thank you.
Earthquakes in San Francisco are an issue. The last big one was in 1906, and since then there have been other tremors and other earthquakes, and they've caused lots of damage, and everyone's waiting for the next big one. So if you're traveling in San Francisco, you should probably know a few things to do in the event of an earthquake. And hanging out under a freeway overpass is probably not a good idea. What do I do in the event of an earthquake? Can you give me some good practical advice?
Good real advice?
Yeah.
Duck, cover, and run to me.
Just stay out of the reach of falling things. Watch out for falling glass.
I've never really thought about it, actually. It's not something that I really worry about.
I'd probably try to run indoors or under a doorway to prevent the glass from falling down on your head. That's the best advice.
I actually have just felt my first one just about a month ago, and I was in the shower and the whole tub was shaking, and so it was quite an experience, but I did well in my business the next day, so I felt it was like the jolt of my life.
Good.
금융지구의 남서쪽은 헤이트 애슈버리입니다. 60년대 이곳은 히피 문화의 중심지였습니다. 약물 문화와 전쟁 반대 집회가 헤이트를 세계적으로 유명하게 했습니다.
Well, the 60s are long gone, but there still seem to be an awful lot of people attracted to this place.
It's not just a street, it's a lifestyle.
많은 시간이 흐른 지금 헤이트는 과거로 이익을 창출하고 마치 환각 디즈니랜드인 양 플라워 파워 놀이공원처럼 보입니다. 60년대에는 집세가 저렴한 곳이었지만 지금은 진정한 히피라면 이곳에서 살 수 없습니다.
Listen, could I ask for a little change for this interview? Because I'm a real American rainbow hippie and I'm trying to make an honest buck here. Look at it. See, you go in circles like that.
헤이트가 예전에 어땠는지 느껴보고 싶다면 레드 빅토리안 여관의 주인이자 예술가인 세미 선차일드를 만나보십시오.
There's so many peace signs here, Sammy.
I know. You know, that's what this place is about. In the 60s, it was the peace sign. It was the symbol to get out of Vietnam and to start making a peaceful world, and it was about personal power. I was so happy, Justine, to be a part of the 60s myself. What I've done is collect all the spiritual energy and all the love and all the idealism from the 60s, and then this is the place where it has a safe haven.
I feel it.
Why don't I show you around a few of our rooms? What kind are you looking for? They're all designed for the effect that they have on the guest. Do you want something to calm you down or something to make you laugh, or what would you like?
Oh, I like a room that'll make me laugh.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, how about starting in? This is the room that's called Friends. And this is a room where if you want to not get lonely, you can see our window here. It's very
look at
famous. Yes. You know what happens? Sometimes at night the guests actually hang a towel over it when they're getting undressed or when they're sleeping. Hey, Justine, have you ever seen a mirror like this? Look at this. This is one of our special mirrors here at the Red Vic. Look, you can even do this.
You mean like this? Do I look really skinny?
Make yourself fatter, Justine. Isn't this a silly place? Well, here it is, Justine. This is the flower child room.
Oh,
our real happy place.
It is. It's so colorful. I love the clouds on the ceiling. And
Yes.
did you do that crochet?
Well, you know, this is a real 1967 hippie hand-crocheted piece.
Really?
It's an authentic collector's item.
That's wonderful. Well, if this room's available, I'd love to stay here.
This is your choice.
Yes?
Okay.
Great.
Well, see you later.
Okay, Sammy.
Bye.
Bye. The flower child room.
San Francisco's a great place to get around on a bike if you're an Olympic champion. But there's an upside to this, and that's the downside. speed because it's big, it's beautiful, and it's flat. San Francisco has a food culture all its own, and that's vegetarian, and hardcore vegetarians are vegans. And these are people who don't eat dairy, they don't eat egg, and I'm eating a vegan feast today. I've got here an organic bagel, and on my organic bagel I'm going to be putting some of this stuff. It's veggie pepperoni. It contains no meat. And on top of my vegetable pepperoni I'm going to be putting a slice of, it's not cheese, it's a veggie single made with organic tofu. It's a Swiss alternative, it says on the package. And of course, no meal is healthy unless you have your vegetables. So I have Veggie Delight. It's a live zing salad. It's fresh raw vegetables that are ground up, put into a stainless steel container and left to culture for 5 to 7 days. Sounds kind of dangerous. Oh God, that smells like a lab experiment. Oh my goodness gracious me. Let's see how it all tastes together. Oh, it tastes like dust. San Francisco's renowned for its revolutionary spirit, and you can catch it the last Friday of every month when hundreds of cyclists gather here in the heart of the financial district at rush hour. The intention is to stop traffic. It's called Critical Mass, and this month it has a Halloween theme.
Every other night of the month, the cars take over and jam up the streets in their traffic. So the bike critical mass is the one night of the month when the bikes get to be traffic. And we make a big tea party out of it.
Today's society depends way too much on oil for too many things. And people are dying around the world due to wars and based on oil. And so we're just showing that this very simple vehicle can take you where you need to go.
Can you do me a favor and get up on the sidewalk, please?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Thank you very much.
자전거 행진은 자동차 운전자들을 방심시키기 위해 언제나 마지막까지 비밀에 붙여집니다.
The San Francisco Archdiocese would like to welcome everyone to Critical Mass tonight in supporting alternative transportation and promoting a more livable city for all folks.
Where does it end? Where does it end?
The ride tonight will be going to hell and back.
도시 남쪽은 특징적인 라틴 구역인 미션 거리입니다. 가장 오래된 지역이고 1776년 프란체스카 스토회가 원주민을 개종시키려는 희망으로 만들었습니다. 60년대에 중남미 이민 인구와 정치적 망명자가 이곳으로 밀려와 미션가는 라틴 지역으로서 도시의 가장 생생한 부분 중 하나가 되었습니다.
Even though the Mission District has been hijacked by rich kids coming up from Silicon Valley, it's still managed to maintain its earthy, working-class Latino feel. And this neighborhood's different from any other neighborhood in the city. The weather's warmer here, the streets are crowded, and the smells, coconut milk, lemongrass, coriander, cumin, tortillas, seared onions. I'm hungry. Hola.
Hola.
Can I have carne asada tacos, please?
You want hot sauce or mild?
Mild sauce, yeah. Good.
$1.
$1. See, everybody who knows that the Mission is the place to come for good, inexpensive food. And you know it's authentic because there's stands like this all over Mexico. And they have tacos, pork, chicken, tongue, head, tripe, I guess that's guts, and sesos. What's sesos?
Brains.
Brains. Yeah, I'll stick with the grilled meat.
Hello, it's ready.
Okay. That looks really, really good and fresh. Put a little lemon on it. And this is an authentic Mexican taco because the tortilla is soft. That's delicious. Amazing you can get something so good out of that little van.
Buenas noches, my name is Francisco Alarcón, and we're celebrating the Day of the Dead. Estamos celebrando aquí en la misión el Día de los Muertos that really connect us to our ancestors. Join us to call the 4 directions. And we're gonna say one word together. Can we say it together? Dawi. Dawi.
죽은 자의 날은 조상을 기리는 전통적 멕시코 기념일입니다. 미션 지역은 11월 초에 기념식을 합니다. 히스패닉 인구만의 축하였지만 샌프란시스코의 다른 많은 행사처럼 독특한 주체성을 가지게 되었습니다.
What is it about? What's this about for you?
Well, to me, it's something we don't have in our sort of honky culture. And we have like funerals, wakes, and memorials, but this thing is sort of, take a day to celebrate all the ancestors, all the people that have come before you, even if they weren't your relatives. Just think about the people that made you who you were, where you came from, and not where we're going, but it is where we're going. So we're going to 24th and Mission.
We're going there. Yeah.
San Francisco's kind of famous for giving things a sort of postmodern twist. But it's kind of powerful. The whole mission's been taken over by all these people. A lot of whom are taking this very, very seriously. And the smell of sage and incense in the air and the ritual drumming, kind of weird.
Well, you don't have to go far to find a stunning beach in San Francisco, but it's not really your sunny, bikini-covered California dream beach. It's almost always foggy out here, and with the strong currents and the rip tides and the seriously cold water, it's not advisable to swim, but it doesn't stop the surfers.
퍼시피카의 남쪽으로 30분 정도 떨어진 초보자 해안으로 갑니다. 카일, 에비, 존, 맥스는 반나절이면 서핑을 배울 수 있다고 장담했습니다. 확신은 못할 것 같습니다.
You're just gonna jump up there.
Put your feet right underneath. You want to scoot back more.
Yeah, but you want to have this foot kind of like, it's not ballet, we're surfing.
Okay, she's ready.
San Francisco used to be a place where people came to escape the establishment and find their fortunes. Now it seems like people are coming with their fortunes and shaking out the very people that made the city what it is. I love San Francisco, and so do a gazillion other people. I just wonder if perhaps she isn't being loved to death.
사바나에 오신 걸 환영합니다. 사바나의 역사, 로맨스, 아름다움을 알아보겠습니다. 제임스 에드워드 오거폴드 장군이 탁 트인 넓은 거리와 광장, 공원을 고려하여 도시를 디자인했습니다. 오늘날 그 도시는 음식점, 상점, 녹지, 웅장한 건축물이 가득한 2마일 반에 달하는 산책로입니다. 테일페어 박물관은 1819년 알렉산드라 테일페어의 저택으로 지어졌습니다. 1875년 조지아 역사회가 박물관으로 만들었습니다. 미국과 유럽 예술가들의 작품을 소장하고 있으며 남부 지역에서 가장 오래된 박물관입니다.
Come on aboard for a fun time to get some up in time. It's now got a bank on every corner, so now we call it the Banker Square.
사바나의 진정한 카리스마를 느끼려면 거리를 걸으며 매력적인 광장을 방문해 보아야 합니다. 가지 위에 늘어진 스페니시 모스가 고풍스러운 남부의 멋을 보여줍니다.
This is the place where Forrest Gump was filmed, the bench, most of the movie.
루카스 극장은 역사적 지역의 심장부에 위치하는 약동적 시대의 아이콘입니다. 사바나에는 훌륭한 골프 코스가 많습니다. (1812년의) 트랙 전투와 남북 전쟁의 잭슨 요새와 폴라스키 요새입니다.
Fort Pulaski is a unit of the National Park Service. It's Savannah's only national monument.
(1829년과) (1847년에) 세워졌습니다. (1800년대) 육군 생활상을 볼 수 있습니다. 사바나에는 다양한 볼거리가 있습니다. 건축, 남북전쟁, 자연풍광, 기괴한 역사 속의 이야기, 그리고 해적여행도 빼놓을 수 없습니다.
See, Savannah walking tours, we start right here at the base of General Lewis statue in Chippewa Square. And Savannah is a walking city. It's the best way to see the city is to walk. And we walk the jewels of the crown, so to speak, the squares of Bull Street.
People can take the pirate walk with us, and we'll tell about Blackbeard and Edward Thatch, otherwise known. We'll tell you of Captain Flint, and they say the ghost of Captain Flint still rules. It's the very room history lives here at the pirate's house. Take the walk with us here in Savannah, Georgia. Real pirates. All three of us are here today to tell you about it. Take a walk with us this afternoon, 2 o'clock and 5 o'clock.
사바나는 유령이 많기로 알려진 곳입니다. 미 전역에서 가장 유령의 존재가 뚜렷한 곳 중 하나입니다. 방문객은 여전히 사바나에 떠돌고 있다는 유령들의 전설을 들을 수 있습니다.
Has anybody ever seen shadow glances? Shadow glances when you think you see something, you go to look and there's nothing there, but you swear something just passed by you. And a lot of them were getting that right after they got tapped on the shoulder. So they would feel it, and then they would feel a movement, and there'd be nothing there, and then they'd get that cold chill. Oh, there's a breeze.
가든 아파트, 캐리지 하우스, 작은 유럽풍 호텔 등 총 54개의 다양한 역사적 숙소에서 과거에 젖어보십시오. 리버 거리에서 남쪽으로 몇 블락 내려가면 시티 마켓이 있습니다. 그 광장에 총 4개의 마켓 건물이 있었습니다. 3개는 화재로 손실됐습니다. 세 번째 건물은 남북 전쟁 시 부상병들을 위해 쓰이기도 했습니다.
The street that I'm standing in, which is now a pedestrian-only courtyard, was originally designed as a wider street to accommodate farmers' trucks as they backed their mules and products into the middle of the street to sell to the residents of the community. They would bring scuppernongs and peaches and onions. The fishermen would bring their catch up from the river, which is only a block and a half or 2 blocks away. And this was the main area that those items were sold to Savannahans. It was the social and commercial center of the city. Through the years, the square adjacent, known as Ellis Square, has housed several different main city market buildings, restaurants, nightclubs, retail, offices, and even some apartments. It is studio home to about 35 local artists. Their work is juried in. It ranges in all over a great many media, painting, pottery, jewelry making, fiber arts, and as a result of those studios being here, a number of galleries have opened in the city market area.
Welcome to Belford's. I hope you enjoy your stay.
Treasures from the sea, southern home cooking, and international flavors provide an eclectic assortment of cuisine from around the world.
My wife wanted to raise our kids on the coast, and we fell in love with Savannah. It was this bottle that got me into the wine business. It's a Gigondas from the Rhone region in France.
Welcome to Savannah. My name is Tony Pizzo. I'm the director of the Ships of the Sea Museum, and we hope to see you here.
역사적 리버거리의 자갈길은 사탕가게, 갤러리, 선물가게 등으로 손님들을 환영합니다.
Hello, my name is is Tabitha. Welcome to Savannah Candy Kitchen. This is one of the largest stores in southeast Georgia. We take great pride in making homemade candies, and we make them the old-fashioned way. Our taffy is wrapped by a 100-year-old wrapper that we still use and maintain.
모두의 입맛을 만족시키는 특산 요리가 많습니다.
The restaurant's been here for 15 years. We are very family-oriented. Oldest stone and masonry constructed building in the state of Georgia, built in 1792. My biggest sellers: shrimp and sausage stir fry with collards over Savannah red rice. This is our house specialty, our low country shrimp boil.
Well, artists love light, and the white light, the brightness of the deep south and this light pouring through, it just washes all the buildings and the streets and the trees, and they're so beautiful when you paint them and all.
미국 최대의 예술학교 중 하나인 사바나 아트 칼리지가 있는 사바나의 문화적 풍경은 풍부합니다. 뉴올리언스부터 뉴욕에 이르는 교역으로 사바나의 항구는 매우 활발하고 이곳을 드나드는 거대한 화물 선박은 세계의 미식축구 경기장 길이에 달하는 것도 있습니다. (3월 17일에는) 사바나가 녹색으로 덮입니다. 5만 명에 이르는 방문객이 아이리쉬 전통을 축하하기 위해 사바나로 모여듭니다. 미 전역에서 벌어지는 축하 행사 중 가장 큰 행사의 하나입니다. 타이비 섬은 사바나의 역사적 지역에서 20분 거리입니다. 모래사장, 바다, 역사가 멋진 레스토랑과 숙박시설과 함께 대서양에 펼쳐져 있습니다. 등대는 1736년 이래로 사바나 강의 보호자였습니다.
Hey, I'm Captain Cecil Johnson with Tybee Island Charters. Welcome to Savannah. We're going to have a day of fishing out at the Snapper Banks today. We'd like for you to come out and join us.
타이비 섬은 사바나의 역사적 지역에서 20분 거리이고 남동 지역의 중심지에 있습니다.
If you've never seen the Low Country, the best place to come, in my opinion, is Savannah, because the miles of marsh flats that you can see out of a boat or just from the roads, it's incredible. And then you add fishing into it, and it adds a whole other element of excitement.
모험을 즐기는 분이라면 타이비 해안 근교에 있는 전원풍 오두막에 묵어보는 것도 좋을 것입니다.
Our course is unique. First off, our course, the average putt is about 40 feet, so it's much longer than the average putter. It takes about 45 minutes to play our course, so it's definitely worth the challenge.
It's a wonderful time. We've been at it for 8 years now. We've done over 10,000 cruises. There have been 44 times that we did not see dolphin. So that means we see dolphin more than 99.9% of the time. Even on those extremely rare occasions that we don't. It's just a wonderful cruise, a great escape.
As you travel south from the river, you'll enter the Victorian district, which is so lovely and unique. The architecture is unlike any other parts of the city. We are fortunate enough to have an arts and crafts style house where we run our business. We have 7,000 square feet in the main house, which was the primary living quarters for the family. They had 7 children here. It's an incredible house. We have 3 buildings here, the primary house, the servant's house, which we use as a gardener's cottage, and our carriage house, which we serve as our headquarters for our English and French antiques. It's quite fun to come through because you can stroll through the house and envision the family that once lived here and raising their children. But now it's set up, it's decorated with antiques and gifts and ideas for the garden, but you still get a sense of the hominess and you know, the family that once lived here. You can walk through what is the kitchen, and we have it decorated like the kitchen. The parlor is the parlor. The setting, the tree canopies that are covering our streets, it's just absolutely gorgeous.
책으로도 출판된 미드나이트 인 가든의 이야기가 담긴 장소의 경치와 소리를 둘러보겠습니다. 오웬스 토마스의 저택은 오골폭스 광장에 있습니다. 1846년 윌리엄 제이가 설계한 이 저택은 리저지 건축의 가장 뛰어난 예로 여겨집니다. 디즈니사의 헌티드 맨션은 해밀턴 터널 저택에서 영감을 받은 것입니다. (150년) 전통의 연간 축제가 있습니다. 사바나의 음악, 예술, 문화, 음식을 축하하는 자리입니다. 리버 거리의 페스터스 워크는 베이 거리 가까이 있습니다. 19세기의 주요 지역이었고 목화 상인들의 집합지였습니다. 목화 거상들의 사무실과 리버 거리의 창고에는 사바나가 전 세계로 수출하는 목화가 쌓여 있었습니다. 오늘날 건물을 연결하는 브리지웨이는 한때 상점과 레스토랑으로 사용됐습니다. 영국에서 온 배를 맞던 자갈길은 산책로가 되었습니다.
having a great time in Savannah.
(1818년에서) 1820년 사이 세워진 걸스카웃의 창시자 줄리엣 고든 로의 출생지입니다. 1870년대의 특징을 반영하여 보수되고 꾸며졌으며 1965년 최초로 사바나 역사 유물로 명명됐습니다. 이곳은 창시자를 기리는 의미에서 걸스카웃이 소유하고 관리하고 있습니다. 사바나의 매력에 도취되어 보십시오.